Your word declares where two or three are gathered together, touching and agreeing that you are here in the midst. Father, every spirit of distraction, every spirit of worry, every spirit of confusion.
Hello guys, I'm back again with a kingdom perspective. And what we're going to talk about this evening is the perspective of being a king's child. That's something you really got to understand, that as a king's child, you have a hedge of protection around you. Nothing can get to you unless your father allows it. In the book of Job, you might remember in chapter 1 that the sons of God are getting around God, the Father, and they're having a class, and up shows Satan. And God, the Father, asks, "Where have you been?" He says, "I've been to and fro, back and forth through the earth, looking for who I might devour." He said, "Well, have you considered my servant Job?" And the next thing you know, he takes a hedge away from Job, all right? And all of Job's life changes overnight. But I want you to know, though, he could not do that unless the Father gave him permission. He removed the hedge and told him the limitations that he could have on Job. That's how a father operates. He's bragging on you as a kingdom child. That's how much he loves you and how proud he is of you. The son does the same thing. I can give you another example about that. Look in Luke chapter 22, verse 31. Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he talks to his lead disciple, Peter. And he tells him, "Peter, I tell you, Simon, this morning Satan checked in with me and asked permission to sift you like wheat." Translation, Jesus just told Peter that Satan came to me and asked permission to jack you up today. Now notice when you read the next verse, Jesus never said no. He said, "I pray that your faith will not fail you." So again, the Father and the Son has so much confidence in you that they both brag on you. And they will allow things to happen to you because they know that the DNA that you have as a son of a king is so strong that you cannot fail if you depend on him. Now, I give you a real life application of how this happened to me so that I know that it actually works. It was a couple of years ago, me and my wife were working, and my wife was working a job where she was working 80 hours a week. Not 80 hours in 2 weeks. She was packing in 80 hours in a week. I never hardly saw my wife. I asked her, "Babe, we don't really need all this money. Just quit your job." All right? She says, "No, I'm no quitter. I'm not going to quit." The next thing you know, about a week later, she gets commended for having the second highest rating or earnings in the company for her store. But something miraculous happened right after that. Within a week after that commendation, she got fired for no apparent reason. They said, "We just can't use you no more." So I said, "Baby, come on home. God got this." So she came home. She said, "But how are we going to keep up with all these bills in here with no income coming from me?" I said, "Don't worry about it. We got this covered. Just come home, fill out your unemployment insurance, and we'll talk to God about it. He'll figure it out." By the end of that month, that was on April 3rd. By the end of the month, my disability had also, that I'd applied for, kicked in that month, and her unemployment kicked in at the same time. By the end of the month, we were making $500 more a month with my wife sitting at home than her going to work 80 hours a week. He put her at rest. We have peace in our life, and she has never been back to work since. He started paying off our bills, and we found out that relying on our King rather than relying on a job is the best way to go. That's a kingdom perspective. Stay in peace, and grace and peace be multiplied into you when you follow the Father.
Every mind that's worried about circumstances in our life, we come against the spirit of distraction now, and we declare that you have no place in this house of God.